Price and Miners.
And we are live.
What's up, guys? What's up? How you guys like this new studio? It's horrible, right? No, not really. We're just kind of moving around trying to do a few other things. We're going to talk about a few things this morning, guys. First off, if you could how do you say YouTube the space?
Well, you don't re-YouTube it, just like it and comment.
Like it and comment and ask questions. We love questions. And should we be using this mic?
Yeah,
no,
it should be working.
Or are you sure that is the mic we're using?
Let's check it out.
There you go, my man. Again, guys, appreciate you being patient. I'm learning. Sam's learning. And I let Sam make all the mistakes, and then I get to laugh at him.
That's right. No, this is so default. Which one is it? Do you know? Is it
right
this Yeti one?
Yeah.
Nice. Perfect.
If you guys like the volume, like the sound, click us. We're trying to do this from one single unit until we get we're looking for a cameraman to help us out. We're looking for some editors. So if you're looking for a job or you do really awesome work, contact Samuel at CardoneDigitalVentures.com. CardoneDigitalVentures.com. I am the digital Cardone, unlike my real estate brother, who is the real estate Cardone. I think actually I'm the real world asset Cardone. How's that for claiming Bitcoin? Hey, look, we're going to talk about a few things, Sam. We're going to talk about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's going to eat Bitcoin for breakfast. He's going to pour Bitcoin on all his assets. And I think he's figured out, and I think the crypto community, especially on the mining side and some of the lobbyists, dude, they've done a really good job with the Trump administration. I'm really impressed. He clearly took pictures last night with the mining community and says, hey, let's mine Bitcoin on American soil with American energy. I think that's a great message personally. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was perfect. I thought whoever got to him marketed it perfectly, because once again, does Donald Trump really need to understand everything about a CBDC or Bitcoin or how it works? No. But I guarantee you what those miners did is they said, Bitcoin mining is going to make us a leader in energy. Bitcoin mining is going to create American jobs, and your number one competitor for Bitcoin mining is China, right? If Trump hears that China's our biggest Bitcoin mining competitor and he hears that it's going to help us with energy independence, that's all he needs to hear. And he goes, okay, good. What do I need to do? And so congratulate.
And it's a no-brainer for him, okay? He's going to ask two questions. First question is this hurting us?
And the answer is no.
Second question is, why would we that only own 15% of the Bitcoin? We're only in control of 15% of Bitcoin. You can make all this stuff up about BlackRock and the ETF. He's going to look at this and go, okay, so Biden doesn't want us to be pro-American. Biden doesn't want us to produce anything. Everyone else is going to produce. Why would we not want to compete on the world scale? We have always competed on the world stage.
Yeah.
So now you got Biden going, hey, we're going to tax you 46%, which, by the way, 42 to 46% for miners. I don't even think it's legal. First off, if it's legal, it's going to open up the case for all commodities to be priced and taxed the same exact way. Okay. And secondly, it is so stupid because unlike crude oil, natural gas, electricity, these are not totally fungible. I mean, Bitcoin is fungible irrespective of location. Big deal, dude. Yeah. Barrel of crude oil in the United Kingdom is different than a barrel of crude oil in West Texas. Okay, they're priced differently. Natural gas at the Henry Hub has a much different price than natural gas in Japan or the UK. Bitcoin in Japan, the Henry Hub, the North Sea, Asia, it's all the same price, dude. All the same price, the same protocol, the same everything. So I just think, Trump's smart enough to go, so we're going to fuck with a commodity that everybody else can produce and we're not going to participate. That is lunacy. Yeah. Absolute capitalist insanity. Okay. It just makes no sense.
We already got a super chat from Josh Bryant saying, thank you for your time and resources, Gary. Thank you, Josh Bryant. You are the man. Thanks for the $20.
And guys, I really appreciate some of you guys are really starting to acknowledge how much energy we're putting into this. For me, I love that admiration and respect. just a little bit of love goes a long way for me. You guys that are banging on me, I mean, some of the comments, man. Like, I don't put makeup on, okay? I do not fill my face with Botox. I'm 66 years old, so you guys can keep saying I'm on crack. This guy works with me every day, okay? I am not smoking crack until 8 p.m. till midnight, okay? I smoke my crack at 9, 10 o'clock when the kids are in bed. Then I wake up at 5 o'clock and I'm ready to roll, speaking articulately. So I'm just popping up some pictures here. To me, this is...
Is that the head of Marathon? Is that who that is?
This is the head of Fred Thiel's Marathon. This is
Brian Morgenstern.
Yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, Brian Morgenstern. Then you've got he was taking pictures with Clean Spark. Anyway, which is going to lead us to this conversation, because I think we've had a shift in the game. The shift in the game is, yesterday, Bitcoin was down $4,000, $5,000 in a day. The miners were all up. When I saw the miners up, dude, I'm like, oh my goodness, dude. The miners are now. So I think what's happening is that the futures contract in December is priced at 73,000, and Bitcoin yesterday priced next month at about 66,000, now 66 and a half. There's a $7,000 spread there, dude. People are selling futures, grabbing Bitcoin in the spot market, okay, and taking that arbitrage, that $7,000, and playing with that time. It's called a carry trade, right? And they're spread betting. Okay, there's a time differential in the way the future is priced much higher by 10% than the prompts. So they sell the futures, which suppresses the price, and then they go buy the spot market, allowing them to get an arbitrage on what they would normally buy. They made $2,000 yesterday for doing nothing. That's one thing that's happening. But when I saw the miners popping 20% yesterday, dude, not the best miners, just some miners that are behind, like Wolf was up, Iron was exploding. In fact, let me bring this up.
How often does that happen when the miners pump in is that not a regular occurrence?
Well,
or what? I guess
it's the first time it's done it like this. Okay, like gotcha. when Bitcoin was really getting crushed. Let me pull this thing up for Iron. Okay, Bitcoin yesterday was getting crushed. This is a 4-hour window. When you guys are looking at these charts, do not let people hoodwink you here. Okay, make sure you go look at this window right here. You see this window? It says 4 hours. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this into a day, because that's really the only thing I care about is a 1 day range. Where's my days? Okay. So yesterday, Iron is up from $9.99. Okay. This is what I call a canary in the coal mine. Okay. Where you have a stock starting yesterday at $9.99, and then it goes to $12, dude. Up nearly 30%, okay? While Bitcoin, if I can do this while Bitcoin on that same day, look at that, down from 69, went all the way down, wicked down to 66.1, okay? Notice that. So it went down 3 or 4 grand, and the miners are all going up. That I looked at that and went, uh-oh, why? Because the people are not able to short the futures on miners 3 months from now, 4 months from now. There's not as big of a futures market on the equity, right? You follow what I'm saying? On the equities, there's not as much. You can't go trade out a January iron. Like, you're just buying iron stock today. So that stock was moving up, showing, hey, the fundamentals. See, I think the other thing that's happening, the miners are selling. The miners are dumping into the market at whatever the number is to generate enough income and revenue to pay off their debt, dude, and to rebalance their balance sheets. So, because there's an M&A game going on now. Mergers and acquisition is what M&A means. There's a whole play now where you're seeing two things. One, public companies putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And two, and that's actually translating to, oh, wow, well, if Microstrategy puts Bitcoin on their balance sheet and a miner has Bitcoin on their balance sheet, Why aren't these companies having the same kind of multiples, right? The miners are clearly making money right now. They're seeing the price move. If we go to 100,000, I'm not sure that the $100,000 price on Bitcoin is cooked into this math. So I think you have miners funding their debt right now. They're getting their balance sheets cleaned up. And now we have companies like Core and some private equity companies coming in going, hey, maybe these are more AI companies than they are Bitcoin companies.
If you had to guess, why would Bitcoin miners be selling right now and not trying to take out a loan instead?
Well, they're loaned out.
They're loaned out, so they're loaned to the max.
They got debt right up to their eyeballs. Some of these guys have a monster amount of debt. So, and again, now, when you guys are hearing me say this, trust me, okay? First off, I have a small position in miners. Maybe I should have a bigger position based on how it's performing. But my thesis was 4 to 8 years for my children, maybe 10 years on Bitcoin. I'm not going to get all freaked out and worried about a 1 year move. Maybe I should, but I'm okay with my kids waking up in 20 years and having 1,000 Bitcoin, and we'll figure out if they do okay. I don't have to squeeze every penny out of it. I am not a greedy pig. I also have other businesses. I can't just I'm not a professional trader anymore. So I know my place in this. Like, knowing your place in a market and staying in your lane is really, really a core principle of mine. I have seen so many people making a shitload of money, and then they decide, they look at me and they go, oh, look at you, what you're doing. And I'm going to focus 20% of my energy on what you're doing. I don't focus 20% of my energy. Like, you don't see me doing anything other than this, do you? Like,
No.
hardly anything, dude. I mean, I look for a date every now and then, but other than that, like, I don't look at a bunch of non-digital asset deals. I'm not managing my other businesses anymore. This is a full-time, and this is what I've noticed. The people that are really good at this, they don't do anything else. They have committed their life to this whole digital asset world. It's most certainly the way I have to do it. I'm either a limited mind, or I just want to focus so much on one area that I become really deep and broad in my knowledge base. That has never proven to be bad for me, to be an expert rather than a generalist. So, dude, I'm bullish as I can get. I just see somebody complimenting the bullishness. I keep trying not to be bullish, dude, because I'm actually too bullish. It scares me. But this bullishness, when I walk through it, it's kind of cool being, can you just turn that light just a little bit? It's kind of cool being this bullish, because you start to look at, thank you. You start to look at it and go, okay, how can I be wrong? And I'm inviting anyone, either on radio or video, please come to one of my rooms, okay? If you don't want to do it in public, let's do it privately, but I would love to know why I'm wrong, okay? Like, give me one idea why this is wrong. We have everything going behind us, man. We have, I think the Bitcoiners, I love that t-shirt, Bitcoiners for Trump. I think Bitcoiners have to make a decision that RFK is a wasted vote. I'm sorry, okay? We have one shot at this, dude. If Biden gets into office, or anyone they put as a surrogate into that office, crypto is going to get it's going to be very unstable. Minimally, it will be unstable. Agree?
Yeah, more than
if Robert Kennedy gets in, or you vote for Robert Kennedy, I have nothing against Kennedy, okay? I mean, I do not like that he has not come out publicly and said what they're doing to Trump is wrong. I'm really surprised. They did it to his uncle, and that with kinetic energy, and now they're doing it to Trump with political energy, right? And I would have thought that if my uncle was shot in public by a multitude of 3-letter agencies, I would speak out and go, no, we're not doing this again. 60 years later, right? Because I think what they're doing to Trump is just absolutely outrageous. You do not treat an ex-president of the United States this way. I don't care what he did. Okay, we're not treating Putin this way, and he probably did just as bad of things. I don't even know if he did anything bad. I don't care who he slept with 30 years ago. Okay, I'm sure Robert Kennedy made mistakes, and I'm certain that Biden made mistakes. So for me, if I'm betting with my wallet, there's one bet. It's a T, dude. It's Trump for the $1 trillion industry that I need on Bitcoin. He is a capitalist, and he will understand taking U.S. energy and building Bitcoin with it. Look, the other thing is we've made a mistake as Bitcoiners. We should stop calling these people miners. They are technologists. They're 21st century technologists. We stop calling them farmers and miners and start calling them technologists, we'll begin to understand, hey, that's really valuable to the United States. So what do you think? What do you think? Am I wrong?
I think one thing we have to be aware of too is as Trump becomes more pro-Bitcoin, Biden's just going to take the other side. And all those people seeing Bitcoiners donate to Trump and Republicans, politics is all about hurting your enemies, right? And that's what a lot of these politicians are really good at. So if Biden does win, even if it's just for vengeance, they will, I think, try to go after the industry. I think that's just how they operate. So now we're all in. It's like you're all in. You have to go all in for Trump. And if you don't, the alternative is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, it's just too much confusion for me. We need stability. We need to. I mean, I'm hearing, us moving 300,000 troops from NATO into Europe. That's uncool, dude. Like
you
that
saw
is
the Russian submarine is off the coast of Florida.
Well, no shit. I have been asking this question for 2 years. Hey, if it's okay for NATO to go pop its nose right on the Ukrainian border, stick some freaking missiles up that have 2,000 miles of kinetic energy to travel. What happens is it okay for Russia to stick some subs and military presence in Cuba? Is it okay? Quid pro quo? You freaking patriots that only listen to the propaganda I've got hate mail yesterday.
Oh, really?
Dude, I can't believe you're supporting that Russia should be in Cuba. Fucking A, Russia should be in Cuba. If we have the right to be right on the edge of their waters, dude, please, this is not our planet. We don't own this planet. We're 350 million people. We make up 5% of the population. We utilize 23 or 25% of all the energy on this planet, dude. Our carbon footprint is massive, and it's probably equal to China's. But you don't start fucking around with a bear, dude. Like, he did nothing to us. He was sitting there minding his own business. And funny enough, the embargoes, the sanctions have done nothing except improve the Russian economy. Like, I actually would love to go to Moscow. I see beautiful women there. I see people working. I see people walking on the streets. Nobody's scared of getting stabbed like they are in London. Fuck it. You walk around London, dudes. The rule is do not wear any watches. Do not wear a nice suit. Don't wear any jewelry because you might be stabbed. That's London. What the hell, man? So if we ever needed something like Bitcoin to kind of neutralize, to have this neutral little virtual island out here to see, hey, there's no sanity on the Bitcoin island. I'm not talking about El Salvador, the Bitcoin ecosphere. Oh, there's no insanity. Why? Oh, there's no president. There's no Congress. There's no Republicans and Democrats to hate each other. This two-party system, dude, fucking bullshit. It's not working. And by the way, why do we have a two-party system in the United States when George Washington told us, hey, be careful, dude. Slippery slope. I think that was him, right? Or one of them. And then think about this, okay? What board in America has two board members? None. Why? Because they're not going to agree on anything. You're not going to get anything done. Our country is constipated. It needs a massive bowel movement, okay? Like, you need to flush, and then you need to flush the damn toilet. But like, we need a cleansing, dude.
What do you think?
Purification.
Actually, you talking about Putin made me think. Trump's pro-Bitcoin comments, do you think that's now going to set the international stage for countries competing for Bitcoin miners?
Not necessarily. I mean, I don't know.
Like, what do you think other countries are going to do when they read his comments saying we want to be the Bitcoin guys?
Well, I don't think they will need to say anything because the people that are, I think the countries that have the ability to compete with America, are going to do it with non-public entities. See, this is what Trump will get very quickly. I think this is what Jason Lowery got very quickly, is ExxonMobil has a cost base and they have a share price to protect and they have quarterly earnings. Now, a sovereign, China, as a country, can mine Bitcoin and not have to make a profit. Okay, everybody's walking around going, hey, I have 3 cents a kilowatt. Okay, well, Russia has 0 and China has 0 cost. They don't have to make a profit, dude. 20% of fossil fuel is trapped. It's sitting behind the pipe. It isn't even available to the market. So if you're delivering power to Texas at $2.67 natural gas, then you have logistics and transport fees. Are you at an advantage to the guy who's able to build a mining center in the middle of Siberia and there is no transport costs? And in fact, that fuel isn't even being sold. So they literally start mining Bitcoin. They have no cash inflow, but they don't have any cash inflow right now because the gas or the power is literally sitting unused. It's sitting there waiting for a demand. Oh, wow. Stick a data center right on top of the fossil fuel plant.
Yeah.
Poof. No transport fees, no logistics fees.
So
you're competing with people like 3 cents, you're at 0. You're probably negative.
So do you think these energy companies become the Bitcoin miners? Like,
I think sovereigns become the Bitcoin miners. Saudi Aramco, okay? People that are used to holding commodities on their balance sheet. Like nothing says that Putin has to make a profit, right, on mining Bitcoin. He might just mine Bitcoin and stick it on the balance sheet. China, I guarantee you, China's mining gold and they're just keep putting it on treasury. They're not, hey, am I making a margin? They're not public, so they don't have to make a margin.
Yeah.
So we're comparing miners that are public to sovereigns that, hey, do you think they put the cost of mining all their fiat into their balance sheet and go, oh, well, we built all these printing machines, cost us $1 billion, so we have $1 billion. They don't do that. They're just printing money.
Yeah.
So these guys are going to be able to print Bitcoin and have no inherent cost because that energy is trapped. That's and I think this happens very quickly. So why am I saying all that? It is so vitally important that we have an administration that fully supports Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin technologists, so that we can not only be Bitcoin centric, but we can be AI centric, because these two worlds are going to most definitely live together.
Well, when I was at an AI conference, the biggest concern for both the AI people and the Bitcoiners were we're running out of data centers. We do not have enough hash rate. We do not have enough compute. And what's interesting is they said we can't be leaders in AI or Bitcoin mining if we're on renewables. We need fossil fuels or nuclear.
Look, I could do a whole. In fact, I would love to do a space with 2 or 3 experts in the renewable, fossil fuel, and what I think we should call technology mining. I would love to do a space on the illogic debate that we're going to use solar or we're going to use super green energy. Okay, it is ridiculous to think that you would use hydro unless it's trapped and it has nothing else to do, dude. Awesome, use it. But what we should be doing is using the dirtiest fuel on the planet. Okay, the dirtiest, angstiest, messiest fuel on the planet. If 25% of fossil fuel is trapped behind the pipe, why would you want to use wind and solar?
Then it's unreliable. Like for a miner,
it's totally unreliable, dude. It's totally unreliable
on all the time.
Okay, like being unreliable and being the little bitch that, oh, I get to mine when it's available. No, dude, you want to be able to. First off, the guy that's selling you the green energy, he needs to make a profit, so he needs to sell it 3 cents. But Putin, oh, I've got 2 trillion cubic feet sitting behind a pipe. I think I'll build a data center right there. Zero cost, 100% uptime, no downtime. You're not arbing the market for electricity trading. This scares me a lot with the miners. Well, we're trading electricity. Bro, I've seen professional traders get blown up. You're going to trade electricity against Williams Energy, Centaurus, some of the biggest Goldman Sachs energy department. You're going to trade energy. These are the most violent commodities in the world. Okay, it makes Bitcoin look like a walk in the park, dude. Electricity is violent. Okay, like I've seen so many people go broke. Like I lost $120 million once in a 9-month period because I got upside down on a trade, dude. Like you could get wiped out. Okay, just absolutely wiped out.
Because you just bet on they didn't need the electricity that you bought.
No, I shorted the shit out of the market, and everybody knew I was short, and they started squeezing me. And this happens. I mean, it happens. I didn't die. I mean, it happens, right? Like there are times when Barry Bonds couldn't hit a home run, right? I mean, it doesn't make him a bad hitter. Just he had a bad year. But this makes so much sense to me because the premise. See, you guys think the premise is that all fossil fuel is moving in the market. But what if 20% of it doesn't ever make it to the market? It's just sitting there waiting for $4, waiting for $100. Shit, they'll be like, oh, I need $78 to make the market work. But the market's at 67. Mm-hmm. So the crude oil guy is going to be like, I can't sell $78 cost into 67. But what could they do? Ooh, I could take $78 into Bitcoin. Right? Oh, yeah. In fact, my $78 isn't really $78. It's $60 because I don't have any transport costs. I don't have to move that fossil fuel unit to Texas. I can just put the plant right there. And then I can depreciate and amortize that plant. All that capital cost, I get to depreciate or issue a bond for, an infrastructure bond. I build all that infrastructure there. Oh, now I have an AI mining center, data center. Woo! The upside here, we are all grossly underestimating the upside on Bitcoin. There's so many ramifications here. So many ramifications. Okay, that's my little rant. You want to go through some of these comments? Because I think they're kind of cool.
Yeah, well, we'll just go. Taylor Eve says,
I'm going to grab a coffee while you're doing it.
Okay, also, Biden is doubling down on defending Putin when Ukraine is never going to win. We are right on the edge of a nuclear war, and unless we get Biden out of office, we might end up all screwed. So do you think Biden is the pro-war candidate and Trump is the anti-war candidate?
I think the entire, anyone that's not connected to Trump, I think they're all war people. I think they're all crazy.
So anyone
absolutely supporting the industrial military complex.
Yeah,
we have a lot of lobbyists all over the place.
Yep, absolutely. ICBC compared Bitcoin to gold and said Ethereum has established itself as digital oil, capable of powering myriad of applications across the Web3 ecosystem. You know, is it good to actually compare Bitcoin to oil as opposed to gold?
Where did you see that, by the way?
GOMS.
Yeah, this IBC thing, really fascinating. Let me see if I can pull this up while we're talking about it.
ICBC?
ICBC.
So what is that?
International, what does that stand for?
ICBC Bitcoin. World's largest bank, ICBC, praises the evolution of Bitcoin, Ethereum as innovative financial assets. Interesting.
Yeah. So basically, they said, "Do I have this up?" Bitcoin solves gold's problem of divisibility and inconvenience to carry. Divisibility can't be fractured down to quadrillion, and its inability to carry. So like this proximity thing, gold's awesome. If you and I are sitting here, dude, I spank out one of these. You say, hey, Gary, I'd like my pay. I like my pay this month. This is awesome, right? But look, this is 5 ounces of gold, man. Like imagine 50 of these, okay, or 500. But this is $3,000. It's $12,000 for these little guys. It's cool. Okay. However, if you get down the street, dude, I got to send Becca to give you these. And then if you're in China, how am I going to get these to you?
Yeah.
I got to insure them. That's $12,000. You know, they'll get to a point where they don't even let me send this in the mail. I tried to send all of this back to Kitco, which is where I bought it. They were like, no, dude, you can only send me 100 ounces at a time.
Wow. How many ounces?
100 units. It's 1 ounce each, 4 ounces.
Wow.
Okay. So like 100 ounces, I send the 100 ounces. I then have to hire it through FedEx, UPS, or Brinks. I then have to insure it. Probably cost me 5% to insure it. And then when I send it to Kitco, guess what they do? They take it. They then spend 3 days making sure this is real. And then they issue me an invoice. And then a week later, I get the wire.
A lot of
dude, I do Bitcoin to you. But even if the costs weren't there, it's the time, dude.
Yeah.
It's 10 days before I get my money. I could have whacked this out to you on
within an hour.
Here, dude. Here's $3,000 here's $3,000 for via Bitcoin. Now, so I mean, when you have the largest bank in the world going, hey, like something's really, really happening in parting with Bitcoin. Is anyone paying attention to it? Because I'm not sure people are paying attention to this stuff. To me, it's like, you know, green flag, green flag, green flag, another green flag. Hey, we have another green flag. And now we have Trump going, I'm going to support this industry. I would have told you 6 months ago this would not be a major issue as part of the campaign, but I think it's going to be an issue now.
Well, he's definitely made an issue now. The biggest question is, how's Biden going to respond? I mean, he sent that text message.
Well, what can he do, dude? He can't go backwards. He can't say, hey, I'm in too, because he looks like he's just weak. Pandering. Yeah.
Support local coin shops from Daniel J. Amazing analogy from Chipman. Yes, thank you both for the work you do. Love the look, true authenticity. We need more of it in the world. No makeup. There you go.
No makeup, no silicone in the old man. You see this face with all these lines? That's a lot of adventure. Hey, here's KBS. I like this one. Yes, thank you both for the work you do. Crack or no crack. Love the look, true authenticity. We need more of it in the world. No makeup. Maybe I'll form a Cardone crack ingredient and start selling it on the World Wide Web.
You could.
The FTC can come chat with me about it. I'll do a free trial for my crack.
Well, you know they have those candy cigarettes.
Oh,
you could just do candy crack.
Ooh.
Call it Cardone crack, and then it's just
I could
candy.
probably make a little money, right?
You probably could.
I wonder if I could accept only Bitcoin for that.
You probably could.
Sell crack in a little sugar cigarette, sell it to kids, but require them to use Ethereum or Bitcoin.
There you go.
New business plan we might have.
Great business plan.
New business plan. Maybe we should call some Congress people up and say, hey, what do you guys think about this idea?
Sure
we could probably support your campaign.
Yeah.
If you could only support this new idea we have. Hey, you know what? Probably be less dangerous than this new drug called Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Dude, I was on a space the other night. Sorry, guys.
Were they talking about Ozempic?
Yeah, bro.
It's horrifying, right?
Literally a guy saying, hey, there's no reason for anyone to be fat ever anymore. All you got to do is take a pill. I mean, this guy was being so judgmental against fat people. And I'm like, bro, you have no idea what that drug's going to. That drug, I will predict that drug, come sue me, pharma company. That drug will be one of the most lethal drugs ever introduced to the
It's
world.
already screwing up people's digestive systems completely.
You watch,
I've talked to a few people out of taking it, actually, because a few people that I know were like, hey, I got Ozempic. I'm like, get off that stuff.
Dude,
now.
I know children, their parents are taking it, they're celebrities, and they're like, dude, what are you doing? The children are going, oh my God, my mom's completely jumped out on Ozempic or whatever the drug's called. Okay, let's go through a couple of these miners because I do think they're interesting. Let's see if I can get this chart back up. Hey guys, if we can do anything better on this stuff, let us know, okay? We are having some technical challenges just because I was being told a lot of stuff about how to do this media stuff. And I was like, hey man, this is starting to get really, really expensive. So me and Sam decided, hey, let's just pull back, start again. Let's figure out how we do. I was doing all this stuff a year ago by myself and we had such good stats. And then I had people starting to tell me, "Hey, Gary, you're releasing too much content." When I heard that, I'm like, that would be like saying that the most prolific author in the world was an idiot. Like, why would you? Like, I don't know anybody that has too much content.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to keep delivering content. I would rather a little rough than all the perfect little camera movements and all that stuff. We'll figure that out. Probably be able to hire a robot in 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
But check out. So we got King Kong here, Microstrategy. Hopefully you guys can see this okay on the back screen. It's up 7% today. Bitcoin is up 5%. Check these miners out, okay? Let's just go look at Amazon. Amazon is up 0.4%, so nothing. Then we get to the miners, okay? Dogecoin's getting crushed. Dogecoin was at 16, now it's at 14. Here's Cypher. Cypher's up in 2 days from $4 to $4.64. Iron Energy.
Someone said just hit 70K.
Look at, Oh, Bitcoin hit 70. Cool. Now remember, these moves on these miners were made yesterday, while Bitcoin was getting trashed. TeraWolf, who is probably one of the greenest players. Look at this thing, dude. Okay, closes last night around 347, opens up 40 cents, dude. 10%, man, 12%. Okay, stock's up over 35% in 3 days. I mean, these are monster moves. Now I have positions in these. I have position in TeraWolf, I have position in Iron, and I have position in Cypher. And I actually don't like them, but they have been. I think all the positions have over doubled.
What made you buy miners instead of just buying Bitcoin?
Well, if you look
More
at
upside?
gold, there is, there are times when the miners of any commodity outperform the underlying commodity.
Does that happen with people who mine gold, like the gold mining companies?
People then go chase the miners when gold starts running. Now that did not work this year. Okay, the miners didn't move the same way that gold moved. I can understand why this is happening here because of AI. I think people are starting to look at the miners going, hey, there's more to these companies than just mining Bitcoin. They're massive data centers. They understand how to acquire, or they are acquiring energy, or they've acquired energy on long-term contracts. Some people are simply looking at the long-term contracts going, hey, your company's valued at 900 million, but you have $1.5 billion worth of energy contracts.
Yeah.
See, they're going to start looking at the businesses very differently. Because all they've been sold as is Bitcoin farming facilities. I think we need to start. The word mining is the wrong word for Bitcoin.
What would you use?
I would say that they are technologists. Okay, they're not like, I would get away from the commodity. Dude, these are technologists. The guy that has the best machines, right? The guy that has the most efficient machines, the most efficient capital, and the most efficient access to energy, preferably the cheapest, he's going to win the game.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not sure that, just to me, mining is the wrong word, because you're really not. Are you really mining? I think you're technologically competing to win a reward.
Yeah.
And that's not like they don't have the difficulty of, they don't have any environmental issues like a miner does.
No.
You own a silver mine in Montana, dude. You probably have some environmental lawsuits popping up. So anyway, I think it's a very, very good day for a very good month, very good period for Bitcoin and the tertiary market that serves it, all the people and companies that serve it. I think we're winning, dude, at every level. I mean, people keep talking about, hey, when are we going to win? We are winning this. I mean, we just made it. Bitcoin is just behind Microsoft as an asset. Okay, they're in the top 9 of all asset classes in the world, and we're still saying, hey, when are we going to make it? What do you mean, when are we going to make it, dude? We're there, dude. We're there. Now, the rest of it is, okay, how much are we going to take of this market? And when I say take, I don't necessarily mean that Bitcoin takes something away from anything. I am not convinced that Bitcoin needs to take away from equities, cash, interest. I don't think it's relative to interest rates. I think Bitcoin creates a new phenomena where you don't have to have a loser in the equation. Everyone can win. There doesn't need to be a net loser. It's not a net zero sum game. Okay, we're at, because there's only 21 million units, dude. You can't flood the market with too much of this stuff.
But doesn't that make the loser whoever just doesn't get involved, I guess?
Well, I mean,
yeah,
if you make the wrong decisions, but it's not forcing you into a win-lose situation. That's all I'm saying. No one has to lose. I don't think the bond market is going to implode because Bitcoin's prevalent.
Yeah.
I don't think real estate's going to implode. I mean, because the pitch a year ago was, hey, people are going to move from real estate and go into Bitcoin. What if people don't move into real estate, move out of real estate, but they take their distributions from real estate? They don't close their positions. They take their distributions into Bitcoin, which is basically real estate fiat moving into Bitcoin. Pretty cool way to mine, I think. There's a reason there is a reason that MicroStrategy has not put mining on his balance sheet, dude. You ever ask yourself that? They have tremendous amount of leverage, right? They've raised a lot of money. They never bought a miner. They bought Bitcoin. You know why? Saylor figured out, hey, it's cheaper to buy the bloody Bitcoin than to have a mining business.
Yeah.
You don't, like, maybe at 300,000 it changes, but right now it makes no sense to tie up all that capital. And he probably looked at it and said, I'm a software company. Now, I think he is a technologist. And I think what you're going to see, the reason his stock, his paper has done so exceptionally well. Let's see if I can find it here. I mean, you want to see an impressive chart, dude. Let's just do 1 year.
This is MicroStrategy?
MicroStrategy, okay. MicroStrategy is like unbelievable. This is back to 2022, $131 a share. Okay. It's 12x. Wow. 12x. Okay. Now, what I think you're going to see is you're going to see Saylor building software, building real, like, building solutions to make Bitcoin more for the practical use. He is in a really, really good position to do that. So that's MicroStrategy. I mean, what other companies are going to look at this and go, I don't need to be a miner. I just need to buy Bitcoin. Right?
Emily Smith says MicroStrategy has outperformed BTC price last 4 years. TW says, buy the milk, not the cow this time.
Buy the milk, not the cow. So that's a great phrase. TW, thank you, dude. This is an idea. Do you know what he means by that?
Well, yeah, I've always heard the inverse, right? You want to own the cow, not the milk, right?
Yeah.
But now he's saying, yeah, the milk is the Bitcoin. So don't own the cow.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to be in the mining business, you need to own all your assets and the supply. I do believe in that. Asset light in mining is going to be a disaster. Asset light being, I go do a deal with with NVIDIA as a partnership. I rent some land from this guy and I do a deal with an energy producer. I think the guy that's going to win is going to have all his stuff wrapped up in one. He will control or own through contracts or full ownership all the assets around the mining. In this case, what he's saying is, hey, Gary, I agree with you. Just buy the Bitcoin. You don't need to buy the thing that makes the Bitcoin. You just buy the Bitcoin, which is the milk. I'm not a big fan of being asset heavy in these commodity markets because these markets can change very rapidly, and unwinding large asset positions can be very problematic, keeping in mind that most of these are public companies and you need to get some more sleep. You yawn too much or oxygen. Maybe it's the oxygen, but I've just never been like, okay, let's own a bunch of heavy assets because everybody that's competing with you are public and they will be doing the same thing. They will be buying assets, getting asset heavy. They will all do it at the same time. Why? Because they all use the same consultants, and the same analysts that are viewing their competitors are analyzing them. So everybody wants to do I look like, I am compared to. See, me owning Bitcoin just removes all that. I'm not comparing anything to anybody. It's not public. I don't care what my quarterly earnings are. All I care is that Bitcoin is doing this. See, for me, Sam, all I'm interested in is this. I am only interested in this chart. I have no interest in anything else other than this beautiful little, this is a 1 week chart, okay?
Yeah, so each candle's a week.
Dude, I'm happy with this, okay? It's okay with me just to be a loser, to be able to enjoy this. I can't even get this thing on the chart properly, okay? It's so stupid. Is this the right chart for me? Let's go to this is a day. Yeah, see this day range? I mean, do I really want to mess with this? Okay, this is over 4 years. Really, man? I need more alpha than this. I could have bought this at $4,500 4 years ago, and it's trading for $70,000.
Isn't that crazy?
And I sleep great at night, dude. Okay, like I don't have to worry about this thing. It doesn't even fit on the bloody chart. It's insane. Okay, it's insane. Look, we're now like structurally just setting up this entire band now. This was their old high. Okay, now this was 2022 high. Okay, we're now just like setting structure up here over and over. This has been going on for the full 6 months now. Like this isn't just going to go away. You're not going to. It's been. They tried to wipe it out to 65 over and over and over again, and they can't do it. So that's why I'm convinced this is a futures. Futures. You guys should start looking at futures. What I'm talking about is this. Futures markets. Look at this, dude. 70 grand, right? Now this is contracted. This was $73,000 yesterday.
So what are those dots? Is each dot a contract?
Each dot? What dot?
I see the dots on the graph.
Oh yeah, because yes, these are not contracts. These are prices.
Okay.
So, and it's because they see how they jump around.
Yeah.
Well, these are for day. Let's get this smaller. Let's do these. And this is even bad. It's very, very.
Looks very choppy.
And there's no volume. Okay, there's not a lot of volume in trades out there. But for instance, this is what? This is the March 2024. No, that can't be March 2024. This is December 2024. That's later in the year, right? See, it's trading at right now 70. Very little volume, no volume at all. You see that 0? No volume's traded. Where's all the volume trading? All the volume is trading in the prompt months. Here's June's contract. That's this month's contract. 2,600 contracts. But there was a spread yesterday of about $3,000. So this is going to bounce around all over the place. It's the instrument most used by Wall Street. They can get in and out. There's no whole coins or anything. But you see what this thing did? 66 yesterday, and now it's moved $4,000. This is a trader's wet dream here, dude. Like $4,000 movements, and they're able to use the shit out of leverage, dude. Like a lot of leverage. They can probably buy 10 of those contracts.
Leverage scares me though.
Yeah, but these are professionals. Well, that's why people get blown up. But these are professionals. Yeah. They know what they're doing.
What do you think about Giovanni's Bitcoin power law chart? Have you heard of that?
Yeah. There's 3 power charts out there. Look, MRNC, thank you for the question. He's 53 years old. He's all in, ready to go to $1 million by 2030. I think that's quite possible, actually. Not sure it'll stay there. It could go to $1 million and pop down. But My problem with these quants, these really heavy duty, smart people that went to Brown and Harvard and wherever else they went. First off, I don't need a chart to substantiate my theory. And every chart and every spreadsheet I've ever seen in my life on large deals, $5 billion deals, $2.5 billion deals, $800 million deals, those spreadsheets and charts and models are always made after the management has made a decision to either buy it or not buy it. And then they justify, and then the analysts go and they justify the position of management. So first off, do you guys need a chart and a picture to show you and convince you of your thesis? Because usually if you hear the comments, hey, I'm going to justify my long position that I put on at 35,000 with this chart. Secondly, and I think more importantly, no, all these charts and all these models are built on other commodities that are infinite. Every chart that's ever been produced on anything, its base product is a infinite product because it changes by price. If I add $300 to crude oil, all the crude oil on planet Earth will show up. It will flood the market with crude oil, right? Make sense? Right? So I can't do that with Bitcoin. So how can you model something that doesn't have the same exact characteristics of all those other things you've ever modeled? All those other things we've ever modeled are infinite. Bitcoin must break these models at some point. Now, is the model, the power law model, I wish I could just pull that up really easy, but the power law model is a beautiful model. Let's see if I can grab it somewhere.
It's interesting that you say everything else is infinite because we always hear the opposite, right? We hear gold is finite, silver is finite, fossil fuels, energy are finite.
Well, is it? What do you mean it's finite? I've not seen that.
Isn't that always the assumption that a lot of these people are saying, oh, well, one day this is why we have to, for energy is the easy one. Oh, we have to switch to renewables because we won't have oil forever.
We won't have oil forever. Well, okay, so this is Bitcoin long-term power law. Okay, see how much different this chart looks now?
So what does power law mean? What does that mean?
I don't know.
It's just a name?
I think it means the exponential movement. And I don't know how well you guys can see this. If I can maybe increase this, zoom in just a tad. So I just really struggle here. Yeah. So if we just, God dang, Gary. If we just look at, oh no, there we go. Excuse me, guys. We just need a new setup. Do you want to short that, man? That's 13 years, okay? 13 years looks to me like, looks to me. Now I would use this, okay? I would use this in the future. Anytime this thing, the price gets down into here, I'm a buyer. In the future, see, I love this channel. I believe in the channel. I just don't think it's going to tell you what the price is going to do tomorrow morning. So on a big long structure, yeah, I love it, dude. Like up and to the right. Do I really think in 10 years this is going to change? I don't think so. I absolutely don't think so. And go do that to crude oil, dude. If go can somebody produce the power law on crude oil? And that will tell you everything, okay? Crude oil, dude, there's like at $300, all the crude oil on the planet, dude, shows up. Okay, I started my natural gas industry career at $7.63. It can barely hit $2 now. Technology, dude. See, technology is going to drive everything down. This is finite. Okay. You can't technologically increase the production of Bitcoin.
No.
Okay. It doesn't matter. The price can go to $1 million tomorrow morning, dude. You're not going to produce more than 450 Bitcoin today. That's it. Okay. 450 Bitcoin. And those 450 Bitcoin, I will remind everyone, March, it was 900. So you're a miner and you're not producing 900 today. You're producing 450. In that case, for a crude oil producer, $70 oil better go to 140 or they're fucked, right? They have less production. So the miners are sitting there going, okay, I'm producing 450. That's who's selling this. They're selling it because they have to sell it because they have debt they took on yesterday, right? And they're having to fill up that debt. If they break the debt, they lose their company. And in this M&A market, dude, somebody stumbles, people will buy these companies. Look at what Core did. Core went bankrupt. Now they got 2 bids on them and the price is up. They restructured. And this is an M&A play now. I mean, we could see some really cool things in Bitcoin as more and more companies, more and more equity analysts start analyzing Bitcoin as, oh, wow, is he a Bitcoin miner or is he a data facility? Is he an AI guy? Can he leapfrog from Bitcoin to AI? Who do you think is going to leapfrog into AI quicker? ExxonMobil or Bitcoin miner?
Bitcoin miner.
Because they're technologists.
Yeah.
See, when you start going, oh, they're technology, they're not farmers.
Trophy asset limited supply. Do you know what that means?
Trophy
It's from
asset.
MRNC. Yeah, he says Giovanni is a mathematician and calculated the exponential component and appears to grow 40% year over year. And then he says trophy asset limited supply. Is he saying Bitcoin's a trophy asset? That's a limited supply?
Yeah. And if you read below, STC says Giovanni tried power law on other commodities and it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work.
Because they're infinite.
They're infinite and you can accelerate. Now, what we don't know is has Giovanni's power law actually worked on Bitcoin? We'll only know till later.
Yeah.
But so far, dude, I don't need exact. What I need is a channel.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't need exact. I need this. This is cool. Okay. This is cool. This says, hey, look, man, this is the median point. Okay. This is the median point. Anytime you're just buying at this average, you're not Mr. Low Buyer, but you're most certainly not Mr. High Buyer. This is where most people will sit. Most people are going to go, I'm going to beat the average. You can't beat the average.
Is that
the average is the average, man.
Is that saying we're at the average right now?
Yeah, well, that's it with this green. That's what this green, the green line represents linear regression fit, kind of like in the middle, right? I'm not an economist, so you guys can beat me up that went to do. I think it says what we're really, it's the median, average price. This is price end of day. So you can see how much deviations there are off the average.
Yeah.
Or off the median regression, right? This regression, I'm happy buying right here. All along this curve, okay? Because it's going up and to the right. Up and to the right. What does oil do? Oil goes up $150 because of war, and then it goes down to 40. Okay? Like I can show you this shit over and over, dude. 120, 40. 120, 40. Because the higher you go up, the more people become efficient in producing the energy. What else? Let's see. Chipman said, heard if BCC goes below 55K, miners will go in the red. No shit, Sherlock. We're not going to see 55 again. Okay, if we see 55 again, it will be for a very, very, very brief moment in time. What else we got, my man? We got Bitcoin.
Knowing your place and sticking to it is the smartest. What do you think about Ethereum and the ETFs?
Hey, back to this. No, which one was that? I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
Knowing your place and sticking to it is the smartest. Let me tell you, if I were to do anything, I'm actually starting to talk to some people about running a program for about 10 to 15 people. It will be an expensive program, but it will be realign your entire business. This is one of my teaching points here. Okay. Stay in your fucking own lane. Stop moving. People just want to get in other people's lanes. I have never done that. I've been like, I think I'm so grateful that I've been able to be fortunate in these big markets that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay in my lane because I can't afford to be thin. I go into a meeting and I may or may not say anything. My daughter's asked me once, why do you go to these meetings? You never say anything. I'm like, well, you don't always have to talk to have value, right? I talk a lot on these things, but if I don't know a lot about a subject area, like that phone call we had this morning, I just prompted the call and then I listened, right? He's an expert. I don't know anything about it. Staying in your lane, dude, stay out of trouble that way. You start moving into somebody else's lane. You don't know who the good guys are from the bad guys, which is a big deal. Okay, like you're building business, stay away from bad guys. I made that mistake once or twice, and I'll never, hopefully, never repeat it. But stay in your lane, just becoming an expert. That's why I look for really, 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 really big markets. Most people are really scared of big markets. I love them because I can go, okay, I'm just going to be this guy. Dude, I'm going to be the guy. I'm going to be that guy that knows about this shit. And when somebody wants to make a phone call to have information on that, I'm probably in the top of the list of people that they're going to call. MRNC, thank you for being so active today, MRNC. I like guys that have input and comments, and hopefully one day we'll be able to have other people pop in here. But he says, since Bitcoin keeps going up, the retirement calculator works amazing. Borrow against your Bitcoin tax-free. Basically, your bag of Bitcoin is a money-free play. Yeah, it's interesting to me how people are treating their IRAs. I am fascinated with how people are allocating crypto into their IRAs and what type of crypto. I'd love to have a conversation on that one day. I think some of the more interesting people are actually taking what should have been a vehicle for safety, and they're putting the most violent commodities in it. I have to admit, I'm doing the same. So that may prove to be wrong, but when it's tax-free, well, one, I don't need it. Okay. If I lose the IRA, my kids are going to be okay. But instead of me putting Bitcoin in there, I put some crap in there. Okay. I put some shit that like could 40X, but it could go to zero. And the 40X play is, whoa, if I could get a 40X on 70 grand and not pay any taxes, and I get to trade in and out, because you hear me going, I'm not buying that coin. Yeah, but it's going to go up 50%. Yeah, and then I got to pay taxes. But I'm not holding on to this coin for more than 1 year, dude. This coin is going to be like a train wreck. And that's what Bitcoin removes all my timing risk. I have no timing risk on Bitcoin, dude. It never gets old. There's not going to be any decay. And by the way, I'm pretty certain that over 4 years, there's not going to be any regulatory changes to Bitcoin that hammers its price. If anything, the regulatory influence will increase the price. So,
good or bad, all we need is clarity, right?
Oh, I like clarity, man. STC, Dookie coin. Yeah, I don't own any Dookie coin. Sigma Motivation says, are you into GameStop? No, dude, I can't play that game. That's just insane, okay? I just don't understand it. It might be awesome, but again, I'm also not here for fun. Okay, I have fun with my children. I played a game called Cash Flow last night for 2.5 hours.
Really?
Let me tell you, that I'm going to start buying that game and giving it to people. That game has already taught my kids so much. It's actually taught me, hey, you can buy a house. Fuck a house. I'm not buying a house. Hey, you can buy a house. I'm not buying it. Now my kids are like, I'm not buying a house either, dude. Look, the house, I can buy some apartments. Oh, I can buy this stock, right? And they're literally starting to learn. Yes, that's right, Sigma. Cash Flow by Rich Dad. It's not as complicated as I thought it was going to be. It just uses a bunch of real estate and finance language the kids just have to get comfortable with. So you have to sit there and go, oh, what's a yield? Oh, you're going to make a little interest on this.
What a cool game.
Dude, and my 15-year-old's loving it. Now check this out. There's in the center of the circle, there's what's called the rat trap. And you have to get out of the rat trap. Mm-hmm. Okay. In order to get really wealthy, you have to get out of this little vortex in the center. I should actually, in fact, I'm going to get the board and talk about it on a show. My daughter lost her job 5 times.
In the rat trap?
Dude, she's making $1,900 net. Okay. Every time she gets a salary, lands on a salary thing, you pay her $1,900. Then she gets pregnant in the game. I'd kill her if she got pregnant. She gets pregnant. That's $180. Oh, she has a good job. Her babies cost $400. I'm making a shitload of money. I'm a doctor or a lawyer or something. I'm my kids are looking at me going, you are the most lucky human being on the planet. Money falls in your lap. I'm already at like $1 million and they're making $1,900 a year, right? I mean, they're getting crushed. She lost her job 5 times, dude. She literally was having to start over. She went from being a plumber to a policeman to a teacher. And she's like, my God, I am going to live in poverty the fucking rest of my life. It was so clear to them. And I'm stacking. We played another game last night. I lost my job 3 times. I couldn't not be a cop. I'm a cop or a janitor, dude. And living on $3,000. I mean, my kids are laughing at me because they're like, you living on $3,000 would be really problematic for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's a really, really good game. I would encourage people to go out and buy it. 1, it's fun for the family. And 2, it really teaches you the difference. When I saw my kids going, oh, we don't buy a house. And then I was able to take them through, hey, you kids understand, I don't own this house. And they're like, huh? I said, the bank owns the house. The bank gave me 100% of the money to own it. You mean you don't own the house? You don't have to pay for it? Well, I have to pay rent. Why would you do that, Dad? Well, I'm borrowing at 6. I'm investing that same money in Bitcoin and I'm making, I ask one of my kids every day, what's the price of Bitcoin out? And then she looks up at the screen, 69,433. So to me, that's the way to teach kids. And that game is
way more fun.
And it's better than Monopoly. Okay. Because Monopoly doesn't really give you an understanding of how your cash flow is actually creating. It's just a little too slow. Anyway, but getting out of the rat trap, dude, you see the rat trap and you're like, it's a vortex. It's a black hole of fucking negative energy. People are trying to crawl out of it, dude. And that's why I love this. Okay. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. Do not tell me you can't buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. Okay. You buy a $16, a $7 Frappuccino. I bought a Frappuccino the other night, dude. I think it was $7.80. Okay.
Holy cow.
So you buy 7, let's say you do one of those. First off, it must be 1,000,000 calories. Secondly, that's once a week. Say, that's 54. That's $400 worth of Bitcoin. That's one little purchase. AMC, 3 people in the movie theater. That's $100 to go to the movie now with 3 kids. Buy Bitcoin. Okay. Don't tell me you can't buy $100 with Bitcoin. If all you have is $100, it doesn't make it wrong to invest the $100. Okay. Like, okay, you're not investing 100,000 like I am. I didn't either in the beginning. I had to do the smaller piece, right? I was buying smaller tickets.
Michael Saylor has a 20-year plan for a McDonald's employee minimum wage to buy BTC and retire a millionaire in 20 years.
Yeah. What's the name of the game? SDC. It's called Cash. I think Cash Flow.
Cash Flow.
Yeah. I have not looked at Caspa. Again, I stay in my lane. I'm investing for 4 to 8 years. I'm investing my children's future. So I'm not really that interested in Caspa. If somebody wants to come on and educate me about Caspa without shilling it and actually giving me the true data, I'm all up for being educated. MRC says Giovanni is a mathematician. By the way, Giovanni, love to have a conversation with you. I think I was on a show with him just recently. Love to have a conversation. You're always welcome. I love the modeling you do. I just think that none of these models are going to prove out to be perfect. Let's see. Gary Cardone, love your insight. Thank you. From Rob. Thank you, Rob. When the time comes, can you help us learn how we take loans off our Bitcoin so we don't have to sell it. You can loan your Bitcoin to me right now. Now he laughs, but I'm actually being really serious. Okay. There's already a market to lend out your Bitcoin and obtain fiat for it so you can do other things. It's probably going to be somewhere between 50 to 70% loan to value. That means if you have $100,000 worth of Bitcoin, people will loan you out $50,000 of that Bitcoin. And I find the interest rate still too high to warrant me doing it. I've heard rates between 10 and 12%. I'm not giving my Bitcoin away and then borrowing the money at 12%. I pay less than that for fiat. So until I can borrow Bitcoin at a discount to what I can do with fiat assets, I'm not gonna borrow the money. A little bit like me saying, don't buy Bitcoin don't use Bitcoin to buy potato chips. And man, I get some hate from the maxis on this. But you know what? If you don't get a discount to buy the potato chips, I got to tell you, like, your thesis on the value of Bitcoin is wrong. That you would smash, politicize, and corrupt push the corruption of how bad the US dollar is valued and what makes it up. And then you would sell Bitcoin at exactly the same price for a bag of potato chips. It's schizophrenic, dude.
Not a good buy.
Totally, like you see the illogic. It's just like so illogical. What else we got to do, man? Anything else to cover?
No, we're past our hour. Actually, we went 10 minutes over. I thought this was a pretty good session.
Do I get penalized if I go 10 minutes?
No,
over?
You don't.
Do I get a premium?
No.
Oh, nobody gives me nothing. Huh?
Neither here nor there.
Well, I think we're getting ready to rip. That's my view. I think we're getting ready to rip, and the miners were the incoming bull run. Here we come.
Yep.
Guys, we're going to getting ready to go nuclear. I think we're getting ready to go nuclear. I'm scared we're getting ready to go nuclear in a number of different ways. In fact, it is my greatest fear of this position. My position is so large at this point. This is the largest position I've ever put in such a concentrated manner. And my fear is I go to bed at night going, are these idiots going to fuck this up, dude? Are they going to drop some bombs, blow up a pipeline? Like we dropped nukes before. I know we want to forget about it, but we dropped 2 nukes on some people that didn't even know it was coming. Mm-hmm. This is my greatest fear for this position. And that is why I become a little bit political, or maybe a lot political, but I will do almost anything to support no war. Hashtag no war. Please, guys, hashtag no war. Follow me, follow Sam. He's doing a great job. I hired him to run the entire digital division. I haven't told anybody this, but we've cleaned up a few things. He's 27 years old. I met him a year ago. I said, hey, move to St. Pete. I knew what I was saying when he moves to St. Pete, and within 3 weeks, he was like, hey, why don't you come run my company? I believe he doesn't have, I didn't even ask him what his experience was. I don't care. I like the guy. He communicates pretty well. He looks humble and open enough to learn. And he's in a field that's tangential to mine. He can bring people into my world that's good. I can bring people into his world. So if I ask you to meet Sam, or if you want to do something with us on a show, reach out to Samuel at Cardone Digital Ventures. I am horrible on details and organization. I'm not going to see your emails. I hate emails. Okay. I like text now. Don't even send me an email. You're also going to have a problem getting my telephone number, but hook up with this cat. I told you last night, remember I said, hey, make sure you meet this lady, Lisa Ho.
Yeah.
Dude, 4 hours later, she pings me on Twitter and said, Gary, I love the work you're doing. Out of the blue, bro. I was like, I was just talking about you. She works for Custodian Bank. She works for Caitlin Long. Yep. I just thought you guys would really get along. So if I ask you to meet Samuel, guys, please do so. He's right now, this is his job, to be my bag rat. Okay. And to learn. And he's in every meeting I'm doing. And he's learning. Okay. I don't use that term like I would love to be somebody's bag rat. to follow him around, dude, and be in every meeting, go, whoa, why did you do that, man? Why'd you make that offer? So it's an experiment for me. I am quite certain this is a great experiment for me and for him, and that it's going to turn out to be radically brilliant. And I'm really showing people you do not need an MBA and you don't need to go to school. Okay. There's no more college needed, guys. I mean, unless you're going to be a doctor or a veterinarian or a scientist, I just don't see the value. So, hey, thank you very much. You guys follow us, tweet it out, reach out to some other people too, please. And
yeah, we will catch you guys next time.
Thank you, guys.